great seeing you today. What we're going to do is I'm going to do a quick, hopefully quick, lesson recap. It's just going to go over all of the chords that we have in the cage system, and it's going to influence the majors and minors. So what I want you to do is use the right hand rhythm technique. What we're exploring here is a whole note has 1, 2, 3, 4 beats. When I divide that in half, all 4 of those beats split, and 2 of those notes become a half note. So I've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Just because I'm only inflecting the first beat doesn't mean that the dissipation of that note, 1, 2, 3, 4, doesn't last through the other 3 beats. So what we're seeing is math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. What that did was took a whole note, 1, 2, 3, 4, all 4 beats, and then a half note, 1, 2, another half note, 1, 2, and then the rest quarters, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it turns into eighth notes by going down with quarters, but also reciprocating the up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, in the same amount of time it would have taken to do just 4 downs. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and then the last one is 16th notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And that requires being able to subdivide those eighth notes because math is liquid. Basically, if you start your whole notes off as, let's do G major. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Those 16th notes at the end of that didn't seem so challenging because they were more like eighth notes because we started so slow. But if I started with 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, 3, 4. Those 16 notes become a lot faster. And what happens is if you're not comfortable and not good at doing it in the beginning, go slow. Inevitably, you will not have this huge gait and you will have more of a fulcrum here and a up and down stroke, which you begin to start seeing where your wrist counterbalances your elbow and your whole extension of the forearm, thusly giving you a fulcrum to get those fast back and forth motions. But don't worry about that today. Let's just worry about the whole notes, the half notes, the quarter notes, and maybe the eighth notes. Do all of the notes you know, which means when you switch on the and of one, let's start with E major. E major has a G sharp, it has a B and an E. The way we move our first finger, put our second finger to the G sharp, move our finger over to the B, and put our pinky on the fretboard for the E, is the secondary fingering of E major. The reason why we do that is so we can move it up and play bar chords. But for today, we're just going to be doing 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1, switch, 2, 3, 4. Attack, switch, 2. What happens is when you attack on the 1 and switch immediately on the 1, you're quite literally giving your brain and your fingers enough time to switch back to the next chord. And thusly, you get better at playing that chord. So when you do switch from the whole note, which is 4 beats, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and switch to half notes, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, your fingers now know how to move faster. If you can do it at quarters, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, that means that switching between G and C and D and F and C and B flat and B and C and D flat and E flat and F and B and any chord is going to be super simple because you already have switched between A minor, A minor, A minor, A minor, D, 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 D minor, D minor, D minor, D minor, F, F, F. All these these ways over a period of time, if they don't start really fast, can start at A minor, 2, 3, 4, A minor, 2, 3, 4. You see how I'm doing this? So the chords you're going to be doing with that rhythm technique are the cage system. C major, A major, G major, E major, D major. In the E major, we have a G sharp as our third. In A major, we have a C sharp as our third. In the key of G, we've got a B as our third. In the key of E, we have the G sharp, and in the key of D, we've got an F sharp as our third. When we move a major to a minor, we change the mediant by a half step. That means that third step, do, re, mi, we flatten that do, re, mi to a do, re, mi, a half step down. In the key of C, that half step is going to be going from a B, from an E to an E flat, giving us C major, C minor, C major, C minor. Then we also have the A. A major has a C sharp, an A and an E. When we flatten the C sharp to a C sharp, C sharp to a C, we have the bar chord. It's a flat one, and then we put our first finger down and play that C. Makes a A minor. A minor, A major, A minor. The next one we have is a G major. Here's the first positioning. Here's the second positioning. When we take that G major and we move this note down, we get a G minor. However, if we've been working on E major, F sharp major, and G major, all we have to do in this one is take our middle finger off, and that makes a E minor shape, right? E major, E minor. So when you're in a G major, if you take that B and you flatten it to a B flat, just by removing your finger, it turns that into a G minor. The next one we have is a E that has the G sharp. If you take it off, it becomes the E minor, as we know. That was the easier one. And then D major is the one where this finger does not move when the other two move. This note still needs to stay the same, the A, so you take your finger that was on the F sharp, put it on the A, and then the finger that was there goes to the F, because when you flatten the third, D, E, F sharp, G, A. Take away the second and fifth, you have D, F sharp, A. That F sharp, when it's flattened, becomes a minor. All right, so go through the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, until you can get the rhythm of the whole note. And then start 1, switch, 2, 3, 4. Switch, 2, 3, 4. Switch. If you do that, once you get your quarters and you're able to play them all on the 1, 3, 4, then you switch to half notes. 1 and 2 and 1, switch, 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1. Once you can do it every other, try it on the quarters. By the time you can change your chords back and forth, both fingerings on quarters, around 50 to 70 beats per minute. 70 would be kind of like this, a little faster, but 50 is about this. If you could switch between the two, sky's the limit. We're going to work on this week. So next week when you come back here, let's see those 5, and then we're just going to keep working at our bar chords, all right? Make sure that you try and do your blackbird exercise where you're doing the pinch of the B string and the A string. Sorry, the B string and the E string, giving you the G, the A minor, and then the G major with a B in the mix. What happens is you get the beginning of blackbird. Keep that working for your right hand finger style, and go over your C major scale one more time. I do believe by doing an exercise where you do all of your spider exercises for about 2 minutes, all the way up, all the way down, and then doing your do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. The C major open, the C major at the 2nd fret, and the C major at the 3rd fret. One uses the 3rd finger, one uses the 2nd finger, one uses the 1st finger. As we went over, if you do all 3 of those scales in addition to your spider exercises and play every note that you have with that rhythm exercise we're doing from this lesson, I can guarantee you that the 20 minutes that you're required to play will become irrelevant, and you will enjoy playing these more once you have fluidity, which is what I was talking about, having a little bit more of je ne sais quoi, as you would say in France. Okay, so it was great seeing you today. I will see you next week. Aloha!